Did not come here to play with you.
Let's Get Loud podcast. Larry Beyah, Josie, Dion.
A child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. God is smiling on you, but he's frowning too, because only God knows what you'll go through. You'll grow up in the ghetto living second rate, and your eyes will sing a song of deep hate. The places you play and where you stay looks like one great big alleyway. You'll admire all the number book runners, drug pushers, and the big money makers, driving big cars, spending 20s and 10s, and you want to grow up to be just like them. Smugglers, scramblers, burglars, gamblers, pickpocket peddlers, even handlers. You say, I'm cool, I'm no fool, but then you wind up dropping out of high school. Yo, what's going on, people? We are in the building today. Grandmaster Flash, Grandmaster Larry Beyah, Larry Love. Check it out. Let me tell you something. We got a special fucking show today. I got my homie here today. Aaliyah, first and second of all, you tell me the name of that song right there, Aaliyah. If you know.
First and second of all, that is The Message by Grandmaster Flash.
Goddamn right. Don't push you, girl. Why?
I didn't know you had those kind of skills.
I got skills, man. Let me tell you something. Rap fucked my life up, man. Let me tell you something. I used to be a very intelligent human being. And then one day, I think I was in the third grade. And then rap music came along, and then I just focused on rap music or whatever my whole life. I forgot the Pythagorean theorem and all those other things that I was supposed to be learning. You know, I was learning with a hip.
What? I feel like hip hop would serve you a lot more in life than the Pythagorean theorem anyway, so you good.
I'm
no,
good.
I can't even say that word.
You know, because I was like, you know, at that time, you know, we were learning. We was like, you know, at this time, I was in the Nation of Islam, and my parents was all out with the Malcolm X and the struggle and all like that, and it was so great. And we couldn't know all these other things. We weren't allowed to watch Sanford and Son and all those other things that they said was negative stereotypes for black people and yada yada. And then hip hop, the hibbit to the hibbit, the hip, a hobby you don't stop, the rocket to the back came along, and it just took us all as kids in a trance. And then I've been on that hip hop vibe ever since. But the reason I'm talking about that today, Aaliyah, I don't know how hip-hop came to Canada. I don't know if Drake was the first one to introduce hip-hop to Canada, and now I'm stereotyping Canada. But
Drake was the first one to introduce Canada to the world.
So, and I love Drake, but you know, and I think lyrically he spits it well. You know what I'm saying? Last name, first name ever, last name greatest. I just thought, or whatever, how the fuck he went. That shit, I thought that was dope from the very first time I heard it. He said, last name, what is it? How does it go? Last name greatest.
I feel like I should know this. Did they take away my citizenship if I don't?
Last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, I ain't nothing to play with, or some shit like that. He said, I was like, yo, this dude is dope. But the reason we were talking about Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 today is because my homeboy, Nasser Metcalf, who's a comedian, actor, and writer, who I went to undergraduate school at Morehouse College, wrote an article. And we're going to get him to today. So tell us who our guest is today before I spoil it, Aaliyah. Talk about our guest.
Well, I think you just did.
Okay, good. I'm in that rap battle mode. I'm
excited to meet him. I read the article. You gave me all kinds of info on him. It's I don't know. It's pretty dope to have him joining us today.
So Nasser Metcalf,
it's pretty dope to have him.
How you doing today? What's going on with you?
I'm well, brother. Thank you, Larry. Good to see you, man. Thanks for having me on.
Good to see you.
All our distinguished panel here.
Yeah, and
good to see all of y'all.
And also we have, of course, Mark Gregory. I mean, when I tell you, please, if ever y'all want to see a comedian 103% always on, Mark Gregory, please make sure y'all get a chance to see this dude. Mark Gregory, good morning. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you all doing?
What's going on? So I know Nasser Metcalf from college. We met at Morehouse College. We were in a play together called Malcolm Little and the Holy City Mecca. He played El Hajj Malik. This was Malcolm X after he after he took his pilgrimage to Mecca, did his Hajj, and I played because we all played him in different parts of his life. So I played him as Malcolm X. And then my boy Saul Williams, the great Saul Williams that everybody knows. We all went to school together. We were all friends. And he played him as Detroit Red. And my boy Kareem Carpenter played him as the neophyte, which was Malcolm Little.
No.
And
you're right.
And Jake,
I was going to say Cosmo.
And Cosmo
Miller played him as Satan when he was in prison.
Yes, Cosmo Miller played him as Satan, and Cosmo Miller is really big down in Atlanta. He was the nephew of Maynard Jackson, who was the mayor of Atlanta, and then also J.K. Hill played Elijah Muhammad. So we had a nice crew of people, and Tangi and Tanika Ray, who was on E.T. with Mario, right? Or Extra, whatever that show Mario was on. Extra. She was in the play with us as well. We had an all-star cast of undergraduate people in Atlanta during that time, and we have Freaknik. So, most importantly, we have Freaknik, and today I got popcorn. So, I just want to say welcome to Nasser, and so we're gonna get into the article a little bit later about the article that you wrote on Kid Creole, because Kid Creole, who is of the famous Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. He is in jail right now, awaiting trial for a murder that was that he didn't commit. So I want to talk about that later. I want to spoil it, but I'm letting you know what my take on it is. And
a little cliffhanger.
Yeah, a little cliffhanger
for the people out there.
But first, we gotta but first, we have to get. Oh, first of all, it's St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to people. I just want to.
It is St. Patrick's Day.
Now, do y'all celebrate?
To all my Irish brethren and sisters.
Yeah. Do y'all have St. Patrick's Day up in Canada? Aaliyah? I don't know what y'all have.
We celebrate everything up here. We celebrate everything.
Yeah.
Canadians drink, man. They bust that Molson out. That's what they have.
Molson?
That's where it's from.
Okay, Molson. Okay.
Molson Canadian.
Have you ever had Molson? Go ahead, Mark.
I gotta say,
we drink Molson for breakfast.
Okay.
I gotta say, this is the first time I've ever heard Malcolm X and Freaknik used in the same sentence. That's real Black history. Right?
That's Atlanta in the 90s.
That's Atlanta in the 90s.
That's real dichotomous.
Brothers and sisters, I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters, we'll have a freak and a neek.
We didn't land on Atlanta. Atlanta landed on us.
Exactly. Oh, I say it, I
necessary.
say again. By any means necessary. You get some pussy this weekend.
Right.
So that was Atlanta was such a wonderful time for us all during that period of time. I mean, this was I remember. We just had some magical times in Atlanta. It was crazy. It was warm. It was hot. It was the women. I mean, I was just coming out of the military, so my PTSD was kicking in. But you know what I'm saying. But
good time.
But Atlanta was the one. I got shot in Atlanta. We talked about that many times. I got shot my sophomore year before I met Nasser in Atlanta. At the well, wait a minute. Maybe it wasn't before I met you because you was going to the Comedy Act Theater too.
Right.
I got shot.
You got shot at the Comedy Act Theater?
I got shot outside the Comedy Act. This is before I was funny. I got shot. I got shot.
I mean, I heard of bombing before, but damn, Larry. I've had some bad shows before.
Yeah, but goddamn,
ain't nobody want to shoot me after.
And yo, and Nasser, check this out.
I died out there.
You remember? Okay, because at that time in Atlanta, Chris Tucker was still in high school, and he would come to a Comedy Act, and he would have to do his jokes, and then he would have to leave. Monique was there. Earthquake was there. Bruce was there. And you know who took care of me the night I got shot? Because I got shot in the head and I was fading fast. And Arnez J was a nurse at the time.
Really?
Yeah. And Arnez J was like, squeeze my finger. And I thought I was squeezing his finger hard as fuck. And I was just like fading. And you know you fucked up when you got shot. When people are looking at you, like when they're surrounding you, you know, when they're looking at you and they go, You know what I'm saying? That's when I looked up and
right.
saw everybody. I remember that. It was right across from the Comedy Act Theater. I was getting in my car leaving, going home. And I remember at that time, the whole Clark Atlanta University's whole theater department shut down that whole day to come see me at Grady Memorial Hospital. And took me, yeah.
I don't think I knew about that.
Yeah, but I was at the Comedy Act Theater. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, it was interesting. But that's not what we're here to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want more PTSD. This is a festive occasion. It is St. Patrick's Day. We're gonna get into that. Now, let's get into the news. What we got?
We got. Listen, we're gonna start big today. We're gonna start real big today because there's this. I'm gonna call him a character. Is that safe? There's this character who took a 180, took a real 180 on his stance on being gay. Really.
And who might that be?
So this dude Milo, I'm not gonna try and say Yiannopoulos. There we go. Oh, that was not bad.
You got it.
That was the first go. Milo Yiannopoulos. There you go. He was married to his husband, and then about 3 years ago, he realized in his mind that being gay is bad, and has been sodomy free for 3 years, except for a little slip up a couple 100 days ago. And he accidentally fell on a dick.
A sodomy slip up. That's the first I've heard of a sodomy slip up.
You know, never happened to you?
No, I can't say that it has.
Well,
Thankfully.
listen, don't knock until you try. Anyway, so
Okay. The 36-year-old claimed he is no longer gay and likened homosexuality to addiction and being an alcoholic 3 years after he wed his boyfriend. Yiannopoulos told LifeSite he plans to dedicate the next 10 years of his life. He picked a special time frame. The next 10 years to reviving the widely banned practice of conversion therapy, claiming it does work. He said his husband, John, had been demoted to housemate. So,
ouch.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm gonna let you guys talk about this because he's a right-wing provocateur, Milo Yiannopoulos. All right. So now, let's see what our correspondent in the field has to say about this first before we go in on this. This is. Bring them back in. Leah.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I tell you, that just pretty much sums it up for me. What he said.
All right, let's go around and tell me what y'all initial reactions to that, because I gotta stay silent on this one.
First of all, I would like that video sent to me ASAP, please, Chris. That was amazing.
We'll get that over to you. See what you do.
One of the best things I ever see. I don't know what is with this dude, yo. I know what this dude, but he's so full of hate for everybody. It kind of makes me feel better. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you're gonna do bigotry, go in. And he's homophobic now. He hates all women. He's a super misogynist. He's a racist. He's bashing on the Muslims. His husband is 3 of those things, interestingly.
Yes.
But anyway, it's a real doozy. It's a real doozy.
Yeah.
He thinks that, guys. He thinks that this is the equivalent of an addiction. And I'm like, what do you get, like, for sobriety, like a butt plug? I don't understand what
Is it like an addict? Sean?
Like a sobriety butt plug?
Yeah, it's like the coin, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the coin with the days on it. 100-day butt plug.
Okay, so Mark, talk to me. What's your thing about this? A person can go 180 on
Yeah, you're right. He definitely put the dick in addiction, number one.
Okay.
But you know what though? I feel like black people can't have nothing. Okay. Andrew Caldwell, the dude from the video a couple years ago, the one who said, "I'm not gay no more."
Right. I am delivered.
Yeah, I am delivered. Okay,
Right.
He already did that. Secondly, he said his husband has been demoted, but he's still gonna stay in the house with them.
Yeah.
Any man knows that if you are in the house, that's still yours. Okay, so I don't know. Come on, man. Like, if you in the house with your girl, you still know how to get it, right?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how you accidentally slipped on that dick, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
NASA.
And then
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Hold on, NASA. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mark.
one part of the article said he became gay as a way to get back at his parents. Hey, we've all been mad at our parents, but that is a very hard take to get back at mom.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna show you.
It's a level of commitment, yo.
I'll teach you a lesson.
Right.
Do you know what this sounds like to me? Like, you know when you're like, when you know you're about to get fired from a job?
Yeah.
And then you're like, yo, fuck it, I quit and I hate this motherfucking company. It sounds like that.
Yeah.
He was about to get ditched. And then he's like, you know what? Fuck you, I ain't even gay. Like, it just sounds like he was frustrated.
You don't
and
fire me,
rejected.
I fire you.
You know what I mean? And then, like, you read this article further along and you start hearing the shit this guy is talking. He doesn't think that women should have birth control. He thinks that, he says birth control makes women ugly.
Right.
But then he also doesn't think that abortion is okay. And I'm like, this guy just don't want anybody fucking.
I mean,
He just don't want anybody fucking. Like, don't do birth control, don't do adoption. So the only way that you, abortion, so the only way you will be able to have sex is to be able to reproduce.
I think
You know, men can have...
I think there's a lot to unpack right there. I think there's a lot. So, okay.
Unpack, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I saw what you did there, Larry. Well, wait, the part that stands out to me is that he said he dedicates the next 10 years of his life to fighting homosexuality. Why just 10 years? If this is like your total lifestyle change, why put a limit on it? Is it like in 2031, it's like, okay, back to the sodomy.
Yeah, I'm back, bitches. Oh,
exactly what it is.
Here we go.
Is anybody
That's our regularly scheduled program.
Is anybody vacuuming somewhere close to you guys?
Yeah. That's probably in my house.
I'm over here thinking my soundboard is fucked up.
Because everybody that's watching this broadcast is listening to them vacuum.
I'm like, I'm over here playing with my soundboard, twisting every knob, wondering why I can't fix it.
Hey.
Oh man, it's on like another floor, so I was hoping it wouldn't.
It's all good.
NASA, you thought we weren't gonna hear that?
I was hoping that they'd be done by now.
You got to do the old school joint, bang on the wall, like yo.
I'm at a family's house right now, so these people are getting paid good money to be here vacuuming right now. It's hard for me to just say like, don't do that.
NASA be outside on the fucking porch in a second. Be like, what?
You know what? I'll throw him a bone. His lighting looks wonderful, so we're very thankful for that too.
Thank you. See, what I lack in audio protocol, I make up for in exquisite lighting.
Yeah.
Bring the sex.
Yeah.
It'll be over soon.
NASA knows his light. I'm just saying. I told you we was in theater.
That's true.
He's an entertainer. But the thing, okay, so much to unpack with this, and let's get right to it. Okay, first. Okay, I've dated many a girl who was mad at their dad and said, I'm fucking you to get back at my dad. I've done that. Okay, I get that. But that don't mean you became a black man. Okay. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? But in the second part about this, that's what his argument of, I did it to get back at my mom. I mean, you could have done a lot of things, like not give her a Mother's Day present or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or forget her birthday. Trust me, mom will remember that. But the thing is that, and then he says, okay, like you said, Nasser, 10 years. He gave himself a 10-year window. Now, Milo, Chris, am I not wrong? You know Milo.
I do.
Talk to me.
The 10-year thing, I don't know about that bit, but I can tell you, knowing him a little behind the curtain.
Behind the curtain? Wait a minute.
I guess I should be careful of my phrasing here.
Yeah, because Aaliyah is here.
So wait, Chris, you know him personally?
We know him.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not I wouldn't say closely, but I do know him personally. And it's like, he definitely plays a bit of a role. And I mean, he's one of the most literate people I've ever met, as far as like his studiousness of just like classic stuff, whether it's political or just literature. And so I think he has a big flair for the dramatic, as you guys have all seen, and all the provocative shit that he does just to try to get a rise out of people. And even though I think he's sincere in the attempt of this, the making a spectacle of it isn't a surprise because, you know, I mean, this is a dude who's banned from not only the common social media platforms that most of us use, but even like the weird ones that get shut down by like their host companies and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess when you're at that point, you got to be able to make news somehow. And his religiousness is not fake, but yeah, it's something he's mentioned for some time. And I guess I think he's doing it sincerely, but I think he's mentioning it out of the, you know, he's trying to get back in the news and stuff like that. So
Mark,
I don't know that to be the case, but that's my guess on it, you know?
Mark, can you renege on being gay? Like, yeah, I'm like, I thought you were born with. I thought the people said no, I'm born with it. So is this just a smoke screen to be like, yo, I'm gonna be back because either you're born with it or not? Talk to me, Mark.
Hey man, listen, like he said, when it's an addiction, hey baby, this ain't got me, I got it. You know what I'm saying? This ain't got me, man. I slipped up every once in a while, but you know, I'm good. I'm back in the game, baby.
because what gets me is that if someone says I did it because of this, I mean, there has to be a point where you fucking like being fucked in the ass. You know what I'm saying? Like there has to be a point.
You got married.
Yeah, you got married.
That's how much you liked
to a black man too. So I'm just
to a black Muslim man.
See what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah. So the thing is that all of them was wrong.
And he's a stepdad.
No, not me.
and two,
the point is, my husband. I mean,
the man who was in the play with y'all. One of the guys who was going to play with y'all at Morehouse.
He's like, I ain't gonna say no name.
But it's Chris is right. Like it's totally showmanship. Like he's talking about like they're like, oh, he's like the poster boy of anti-gay, and he's like comparing himself to Jack Bauer, and I'm like, dude, the guy's a fictional character. You know what I mean? Like, what do you? But he's I don't know. He's out here just inventing stories, so I guess he's a fictional character too, right?
I think that he is still gay. I think that he'll never not be gay. And I think the theatricalities around this stuff right here, it has gay male written all over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if nothing that he's doing doesn't have gay male written all over this shit, you know what I'm saying? So,
I mean,
it's a total John Waters production.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If you want to stop smoking crack, you get the crack out of your house, right? Like his husband still live in the house with him. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
You know.
No, he's still. I think he still likes to crack.
And just to add to that point, by Mark.
He does.
Yeah, he does. He's liking that crack.
And to add to Mark's point too, he lives out of the way. Like you'd think a guy like that lived Midtown Manhattan. No, he lives out of the way. I won't say what area.
Yeah,
but so like imagine like he's talking about now you're going into the woods with your crack. Nothing else to do but the crack. It's like, you know.
Yeah.
I see,
But of course he's going far away with the crack because he don't want anybody to hear all the gay sex he's having.
Yeah.
We can hear the vacuum here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we can hear everything.
Vacuuming did get.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it got better.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Chris. I'm gonna be honest with you. You starting to know too many intimate details about this guy. He's like, he live out of the way. All right, you take the 2 train, right? Then you take.
I might have sold.
And he likes his balls tickled. No, what?
I might have had to sell him a thing or two once back in the day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Little package here or there. You know, gotta keep the bills paid, but you know.
Illegal productions over here. But I think that I'm all for everybody having a voice and opinion. You know, I think he's so on the right or whatever like that. And there's certain things that I can say that I agree with him on some right things. But then on this gay thing, I'll never be on board with that. But I don't fault people or try to even look and try to talk against people who are gay or whatever like that. But to make that switch on them like that and then to anger them, to me, that was just classic gay male. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to have attention.
Larry doesn't try to talk shit. He succeeds
no problem with gay men, women, homosexual, anywhere you are on that spectrum. I have absolutely no problem with that. Live and let live.
Right.
What I do have a problem with is being disingenuous, which just kind of reeks of him being disingenuous.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
I
And
mean,
it's
just
not
be
just
who
him
you are.
being
Everybody should be who they are.
Yes.
Totally. And it's not just him being disingenuous, which is exactly, you're right about that. But it's about him then turning around with all this anger and trying to actually go against the people that he was standing with in the first place. And you're like, yo, like you ain't got no loyalty, you know, like just get.
And
you
then
know, I don't know. I wouldn't trust him.
And then to put and then to put a fail safe in this clause to go, but in 10 years we're going to revisit this.
Yeah, renegotiate the contract.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey,
when I'm too old to fight off the dick.
Right.
Now, but
I'm gonna give you a dime. I'm gonna give you a dime of my life. Then we're gonna see where this goes.
I feel like, though,
sounds ridiculous.
It's hard to empathize because this is a person, he's the only guy that I know that I'm acquainted with who's not allowed in a particular continent. And I mean, that type of banning has to do
He got banned from Australia.
He cannot go to Australasia. That's the entire area around Australia. Like all the surrounding islands, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, all these places, all these other places he can't go. So I'm saying if you're banned from all social media, some literal services, and the fucking continent of Australia, it probably takes its toll like solitary does on a person. You know? Like I would imagine.
And it's like, what can I do? Okay, go ahead.
He was getting freaky with kangaroos or something.
He's like, this one don't count.
One too many shrimp on the Barbies. One too many shrimp on the Barbies.
Female kangaroos marked female kangaroos.
Like,
he didn't break the promise.
It's like, why is that kangaroo jumping so high? All right, so okay, that's it. Speaking of gay people, what's our next article, Aaliyah?
Speaking of, there's we're putting spunk on the moon. We're doing it.
You know what? No.
Apparently,
I switched the order for you. Go back to where you were at. Now, don't put spunk on the moon yet. I want to talk about the.
I'm so excited about the spunk on the moon.
Spunk on the moon.
Yeah. Okay.
Got to have some foreshadowing of the spunk on the moon.
Just read that to me.
I know what you want to talk about.
Yeah.
I know what you want to talk about.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You want to talk about that 3-hour erection, don't you, Larry?
I don't want to talk about the 3-hour erection. I want to talk about the Ken doll.
Oh my God, the Ken doll.
Yes.
Okay, I feel like there's a definite theme here in the articles this morning.
Yeah,
you notice how this all line up?
Yeah. Speaking of gay, the Ken doll just turned 60 years old.
60?
60 years old.
Damn.
Barbie is 62, I believe, and the Ken doll.
They look great.
Yeah, well, I mean, they would. She's a woman, as she would look great, and he's a gay male.
Now,
and
they may have had some work done, but they look great.
A little positive, yeah, a
little nip and tuck here.
So we're celebrating Ken's birthday. So let's see who all decided to join us at Ken's birthday this week. You know, and it's so funny because this is a throwback to last week with Aaliyah stepping out on her back porch.
At least I don't know where they all come from. Oh my God!
Happy birthday, Ken!
Yeah,
everybody's here.
Because I got the food. Yeah, and I got Buddy hanging off me.
Ken let himself go.
Yeah. Here you go. Ready? Here you go.
Happy birthday, Ken.
There you go.
All right, bring him back.
Settling down.
All right, so
I got 8 pounds of hot dogs here in this bucket.
But if you look at it, Ken
8 pounds of hot
Ken
dogs.
did have the Ken doll. Mattel, through his publicist at Mattel, Ken came out with some things that said this is how you keep yourself in shape. So go back to the article, because in the article. We don't have the. I didn't send over that. See if you can find.
Sure,
I'll
find one.
I thought it was a New York Times article. But yeah, Ken said no. What was the article right above the? What was the article right there? Ken said something about.
It's New York Post.
Yeah, it's a New York Post article. Ken said something about this is how you stay in shape, and what they did was they listed off a bunch of things of care, and I think it came to like $1,400. For one outfit. Yeah, Ken doll turns 60, and it says now scroll down, scroll up. Yeah, and they were saying that this is how you stay in shape and how you stay looking so young. So let us see this video real quick.
Damn, that is old school.
That's when we all knew he was gay.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
He looks like Mike Pence.
Yeah. Okay. Is there volume to that? No.
That's a young Mike Pence right there. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, there's no volume.
He had a hippie phase, then he had a Christopher Reeves phase.
Yeah, then he went black.
No,
Oh, there is volume.
Ben
Yeah, the
Carson
black
phase.
Yeah.
Trevor Noah phase.
Yeah.
That's Kenyatta.
Yeah. These are all the Kens over the years. You know what I'm saying?
They all holding hands too.
Yeah. These are all the Milos over the year.
Oh, he popped his collar.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
They put him in front of a step and repeat.
Yeah. And see if there's anything in here that says, okay, so now, look, okay, so if y'all want to look as good as Ken, and I want y'all to keep a tally of how much is this going to cost. So Ken says, let me read the words above it first. It said the Kill Age Defender Cream, which is $40. You have to buy some of that. And let me see.
Do you get it from the Nazis? What's up with those wings? Is that like Third Reich facial cream?
Yeah. It's the Bavarian
since
cream.
1951.
Yeah. Okay, so now, so people tell me, so now, and then you have to go get the what is that? The Super Goop.
Super Goop.
SPF 30 lotion. And then you have to then also get the Crest White strips. Now that's $43.96. Okay, and then keep going up.
I love how the post is like linking to Amazon for this.
Yeah. Okay, and then you have to get.
Oh shit, that's my deodorant.
Okay, so you're a Ken doll.
Okay, show it off.
All right, $6.97 for the Schmitz signature.
Guess I'm overpaying.
Okay, and then you got to get the Harry shave for $35. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to read Dapper Dan, Made in Harlem, a memoir for $16.73.
It's a pretty fire suit, though. I gotta admit.
You have to get that. This is all if you want to look like Ken. And then this is my one right here, the Berluzzi pouch, $1,030, because you gotta carry all your gay shit in it. Okay. And then you got to get the Roan Swift tank in white. I got a guy in Brooklyn that you can get a 5-pack for $10. But if
exactly.
But then you also got to get the.
Wait, it goes from being a wife beater to like a servant beater in this case when it's $200.
Okay, then you got to get the cardigan, the knit cardigan blazer for $298. Okay. And then so that's it. So now, in order to look like a Ken doll on one night, grand total is.
Let's see.
We're doing math the long way. Fuck a calculator. I came up to $1,550. What'd you come up with?
About that.
$1,550 to look like a Ken doll. Remember when you used to in front of Saturday morning cartoons and they used to always sell the Malibu Barbie house and all the Barbie used to have to get all these things done. The clothes and the accessories. Her accessories never came up to what Ken's came up to. Clearly gay shopping. Go ahead, Mark.
Man, you know what, with this, I'll be honest with you, Ken is 60 years old. I want him to pitch some products that coincide with his age, right? Like Viagra, Icy Hot, a jitterbug cell phone, the New Balance with the thick sole. Like, stuff that matches age. This is some young boy stuff, man.
Yeah, this is right, and what gets me is
life
that,
insurance.
Yeah, like he's 60. There's no 60-year-old man buying no $1,000 bag like that, especially if ain't no tools in it.
Not only that, he didn't even have like the Monday through Sunday medicine joint. You know that.
NASA, come on, man. You're a dapper dude. You always been fly. Okay.
Man, let me. I appreciate it, but I do my thing, but no, I'm not like a slave to fashion. I'm more like an indentured servant.
Okay.
I'm more like a serf to fashion. But anyway, no, man. But one thing that stood out to me was that you talking like with him with the Crest White strips.
Yeah.
And so all I'm saying, if he's going to use the Crest White strips, get enough to do your tops and your bottoms.
Yeah.
Because I had a homeboy, man. He used them, man, and it worked out beautifully. His tops were whiter than a Trump rally. But he didn't have enough for the bottoms. So the bottoms looked like the Million Man March. You know what I'm saying? So he got a whole civil rights mouth, you know what I'm saying? Old integration mouth. So I just hope he get enough to get his tops and his bottoms done.
Yeah.
Am I disturbing you?
No. What I want to do is I want to introduce the section where we talk about because I gotta do something really quickly. Aaliyah, if you you guys can keep it going, y'all keep it going. I have to do something really quickly. Can we keep the news going and then go into the story with NASA? I'll be back. This is
most definitely.
All right, cool. I'll be back.
Okay, Leah, you intro. I'll read.
Hey, Larry, tell Ken we said what's up, man.
He said tell. You heard him?
And Milo, tell Ken and Milo.
He just found out that Dapper bag is on sale. He's like, motherfucker, I gotta get this.
Right.
He's like, Marshall's got a what now?
Right. And he left the Joker on is that the Joker or Mr. Bill? I don't know that on the thing.
I know, right?
And a bottle of tequila.
That's the Joker whose hair green screens out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yo, okay, we got to go back to this article because this one is the one that really caught my attention, y'all. The one about taking Spunk to the moon. Yo, did you read this? Mark, you read this article. We got the articles last night. NASA, this is news for you. I want to watch your face.
Yes,
okay?
Please. Enlighten
So
me.
this is like this modern day Noah's Ark situation that's going on.
Oh, I did read about that. Did
you read about
Yeah,
this?
they want to put those sperm samples on the moon so they can repopulate in case the Earth, implodes or something.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're gonna be like they're gonna be making bunkers and sticking them in the craters of the moon, and I'm like, anyways.
Right.
It's just all kinds of. I don't even understand how we're in this situation right now.
Right.
6.7 billion sperm in the moon. I don't know. I feel like we got so much going on here on Earth.
Right.
That we still haven't figured out.
Exactly. Why don't we just save this planet, the one that we already inhabit,
This is what I'm saying. Why not invest in saving the planet instead of trying to get like Plan B?
Right.
You know what I mean? You're like, oh look, the planet's on fire. Let's not put it out.
Right. Because
we're just gonna let it burn, baby, burn.
But see, this is a bug out because it says it's more cost effective than trying to protect all the endangered species or create an artificial ecosystem for them. But what happens if they go extinct here on Earth and then what, we're gonna put them on the moon like Jurassic Park in space or some shit? Like I don't see how that's gonna plan out.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Honestly, like it's like saying that you ain't got a meal for today, but you're opening a savings account. Like, what are y'all? You know what I mean? Why y'all planning for this future? Well, we ain't even surviving right now.
Right,
like none of it makes sense. And then you read about the cost of this. I was trying to figure out, like, I wonder how much they're spending on this. And like you said, Chris, they break down like it costs less than this, or it costs less than that, or it costs less than this, or it costs less than that. But they never actually tell you how much it costs. And I'm like, yo, this is like the classic like Egyptian bazaar. You know what I mean? You go and you're like, oh, this is a nice shirt. And they're like, oh, great. Come in, my friend. Special price for you. You're like, no, just how much is it? They're like, don't worry about it. Special price for you, my friend. Come in. You're like, how much is it? They're like, it's cheaper than anywhere you'll find. You're like, just tell me how much the motherfucking shirt costs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they went 3 different ways about trying to figure out how to avoid talking about. You look confused, Mark. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this put a whole new twist on Shoot for the Stars. Okay, but you know what? Not only that, man. I will be honest with you. All of us are comedians in here. If I'm on the moon, I'm putting that on my bio. Like, yo, you seen this dude on Fallon? He got sperm on the moon. That is I'm bragging about that. And not only that seemed like this could be like the sequel of I Am Legend. Remember Will Smith?
Yep.
All of the zombies, it was nobody left on Earth. And part 2 is Will Smith going to go get sperm from the moon to repopulate humanity. That's it.
Now, just a heads up, this is the actual one that's in like Antarctica or something, or Arctic Circle. So this is what they want to do. They've already been doing it in the Arctic for a couple of decades. I think there, though, we put seeds for plants. Now they want to take people seeds, I guess, but it's a pretty ambitious plan. I don't know. You guys think we'll actually pull this off, or is it just some bullshit to get a grant written for some company?
Yeah.
I also want to know whose sperm they taken. Do you know what I mean? Like, is
Right.
it just gonna be like a litter of random sperm, or we're gonna like hand pick and make like the greatest of the human race? Do you know what I mean? Are we like, are we taking like our Idris Elba sperm, and we taking our Charlize Theron eggs? Do you know what I mean? Are we like making superhumans? Like, I don't know.
Right.
You know, like Mark said, I'd love that credit. I'd love that credit.
Yeah.
But what if the aliens get it though, man? That would be crazy.
Yeah,
right.
And they cross pollinate, and they got this hybrid race of alien human. Wow, this is going in a whole nother direction. But I want to know, like, how sustainable is life on the moon? Like, how inhabitable is it as a planet? There's no water that we love, right? I didn't see any when they showed Neil Armstrong with the MTV thing that he was walking out. I mean, you know, so how are we going to sustain a life, humanity on the moon? The temperature, the gravity, the atmosphere, like all that stuff. I don't think we're prepared to live there.
I'm not sure that they're trying to sustain gravity on the moon. What's fucked up is they're just using the moon for storage.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a storage mark.
Like
it's just gonna be like the storage space. Like, oh, okay. Like they're gonna pay like $89.95 a month to keep sperm on the moon. Like,
do you know what I mean? And then like 100 years from now, they'll be like, you know what? We jumped the gun. We jumped the gun. We should have just, you know.
But you know what? That's one of them situations. Like, who wants that mission where they like, NASA, we're gonna send you to the moon, but you got to go pick up this sperm. You like, what? I'm trying to
Right.
That's not what I'm trying to do.
Talk about riding dirty.
You get up there
and catch you riding dirty.
With the zero gravity on the moon, you try to pick up the box of sperm, it accidentally opens. You got like a bad case of bukkake.
Bad case of bukkake.
That's the name of my next comedy special.
A bad case of bukkake. Yeah, the old bukkake's flaring up.
I feel like I find excuses to say that word ever since I learned what it was.
No one's trying to catch an anti-gravity facial. You know what I mean? Just it's not on my bucket list.
Exactly.
That's too funny. Exactly. That's too funny.
I just think we're getting ahead of ourselves. We can't even get half our planes to land right now.
What's that? Oh, sorry, because I didn't hear you.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, we're a planet that can't even get all of our planes to land safely, and we're worried about putting fucking Noah's Ark on the moon. I think it's a little bit of a pipe dream, no?
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Little misguided and undecided.
What was that? Years ago, they had that rocket ship go up to. They were sending it off to the moon, but they did the wrong math because they were using. Half the math was done with the metric system, and then they didn't convert it properly to the. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
No. What was it?
I don't.
Yo, Chris, Google something.
That's a tough search.
with the half story that I just gave you.
Right.
Went to moon.
So
bad math.
The other article that we had was about this new apparent new symptom of COVID-19. Like, we're all familiar with some of the basics, you know, it gives you fever, cough, shortness of breath, lose the taste in your mouth.
Right.
Apparently it can give you a 3-hour erection.
Gotta be some silver lining.
The new variant give you a 3-hour erection?
No, it ain't the new variant. It ain't the new variant, but there was a man that recently, rest in peace, passed in Ohio, not because of the erection. But he, a 69-year-old man was at the hospital, and he was laid on his stomach because he was having difficulty breathing, and liquid was building up in his lungs. And after 12 hours of laying on his stomach, he woke up with some morning wood that wouldn't go away. The blood clot actually like went down into his penis apparently and blocked the blood flow.
Jesus.
So he couldn't he couldn't get rid of his boner. And then he died.
That's a different kind of stroke than he's used to.
Stuff I've ever heard. Yeah. Different strokes. Different strokes to move the world.
Yeah, right.
Different strokes. Yeah, no, it was a really interesting read. The doctors did all kinds of things. You know, they put ice packs on his dick. They tried to drain the blood out of his penis to see if that would help. I'm like, did anybody give him a hand job? Just wondering.
Right.
I love how they say the patient, who was obese, was sedated and put on a ventilator. It's like, do they have to throw that in there on him? It's like he died. Let's give the guy a break, yeah?
Wow. Wow.
See, what they needed was a milking table in the hospital. If they had a milking table, this could have all been avoided. No porn people here?
What?
A
milking table.
No porn watchers here? Jesus, all right. Some of the audience will get it, I assure you.
I just learned what the word bukkake is. Let's not.
Hey, but Aaliyah, to me, that's how you walk into eternity with your joint on hard, just walking in like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, I moved to the place. Look at me, the what? Come on, man. That's how I'm trying to go into the afterlife. Rock hard.
I think they're leaving something out. I think they're leaving. Come on, 69-year-old man with a 3-hour erection, and there's no mention of any blue pill or Cialis or anything like that in this whole thing.
You feel me? It's very suspect. It's very suspect. Something seems up.
Hey, but you know what though? As a guy, I remember like how embarrassing it was when your teacher called you to the front of the board and you was on hard. Like, that's, can you imagine? You on judgment day with a hard dick.
Oh yeah, high school years, a 3-hour erection in high school. That's a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's a Tuesday.
You know, that's Tuesday at 10 a.m. You know.
Okay, I'm back.
All the girls in judgment, they like, oh my goodness, look at your dude.
Right. You don't even have to use the pointer to work out the problem on the board. You just be like, yeah. So you take the 1 and carry the 0.
I just love the idea of you standing at the pearly white gates and Savory just looking at you like, well, I know you didn't just come here with that.
Yes, I did.
You were about to get into heaven.
Yeah,
now you definitely get it in. Come on, motherfucker.
Can we talk about how this New York Post article on the left frame here just says, more on penises? If anyone was interested in going down the rabbit hole.
Please click.
Let's see. Which one of these disgusting stories are we going with today?
P and I are in the news today.
Soccer star faces ban for exposing penis after scoring goal.
Jesus Christ.
Well, if that don't get you banned, I don't know what will.
Oh, is that a penalty on the play or something? All right,
exactly.
you get a red flag, a white flag, anything. All right, so what did I miss?
Just some old man dick talk, no big deal. You missed all the good stuff, Larry.
We still talking about penises, brother.
Old man boners, baby.
Old man boners. All right, cool. All right.
Spunk on the moon.
Okay, so now where are we at in our progression?
We're about to go to Dove, I believe.
Okay.
Actually, we were thinking about, I think we were just about wrapping up on the articles. I think we should start talking about what NASA wrote. I want to talk about it. I want to hear more about it.
Let's get to the guest.
Yeah. So, like I said, he needs no introduction because I said it 5 times. Please put your hands together again for NASA Metcalf. NASA, thank you for sharing.
Thank you for having me.
Now tell us
Appreciate you.
about what's going on and what was your intro into all of this and everything? Because you know everybody.
Okay, so yeah, had an interesting life. Yeah. So I first my first introduction to live hip hop was when I grew up in Chicago. And so I didn't come up on hip hop like a lot of New Yorkers in my generation came up. But Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 went on tour with Rick James when I was about 12. And my dad took me to the concert. And so I saw Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 on stage opening for Rick James, like in their heyday when the message was out on the radio and all that. That's how old I am. But so, you know, it changed my life. I mean, I've been a hip hop fan ever since. So fast forward, you know, few decades later, I wound up meeting Raheem from Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, one of the original members. And he and I just hit it off right off, and we're very, very tight partners to this day, man. That's my brother right there, Raheem. And so over time, listening to him and telling all the stories about, you know, the glory days of the beginnings of hip hop, and it was fascinating. And so I said, man, you know, we should maybe do a a documentary about you guys. Nobody's done a documentary on the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 yet. So we started talking about trying to make that project happen. In the process of that, he wound up introducing me to some of the other members of the Furious 5. As of this point, I still have yet to really meet Flash. We've been in the same space, but I haven't really connected with him yet. Yeah, Melly Mel, Scorpio, and Creole. Keith Cowboy is the other original member of Grandmaster Flash Furious 5. He passed in '88. So I got to meet these guys. So Creole and I, after Raheem, Creole and I, all the guys kind of developed a friendship as well. And, he'd come to my birthday parties, come over to the crib for the fights sometimes, we hang out, we do things. So he's just a good dude. Fast forward to early August of 2017, this dude's a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee, a pioneer of hip hop. He's made tremendous contributions to the culture, but he still is working like a job, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's, which one thing I say in the articles that speaks to a larger issue in hip hop of like, how do we take care of our architects, our forefathers, and Swizz Beatz has been kind of beating the drum on that a lot lately as well. So anyway, Creole's going to his job, which was a night job. His shift was from like midnight to 8 a.m. And shortly before midnight, he's on 43rd Street between 3rd and Letz on the east side of Midtown Manhattan. And he passes this guy who says something to him. Guy's sitting against the wall drinking a beer. And Creole's got his headphones on, so he doesn't really hear the guy at first, so he stops to hear what the guy has to say. And his initial impression was that the guy was trying to maybe initiate some sort of a pickup, like a sexual thing or something like that. And so he just tries to keep walking and walk it off. The guy follows him and continues to talk to him. So Creole stops to, hear what the guy has to say again. And it becomes apparent to him that the guy's being very aggressive and very threatening. So Creole tries to walk off a second time. So the reason I can describe all this is because the footage, I've seen the footage, and the footage is kind of out there now, the surveillance camera footage of what happened. So when he walks off the second time, they get into an altercation, and the guy ends up getting poked in the chest twice with a knife.
By who?
Allegedly by Creole. I don't want to, go too much into but he's so it's what transpired in that moment that he's being charged with. Okay. So the guy walks off like nothing has happened. He goes back to his same position, drinking a beer. And then he decides to get up from that position and go walk in Creole's direction again. Like Creole walks off at that point. Right. And the guy looks like he's going to pursue Creole, changes his mind, walks back towards the opposite direction, and then turns the corner towards 44th Street.
Okay, let's watch the video real quick. Let's watch the video real quick. I'm gonna pause it. Let's watch the video.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Yeah, because I think you just described exactly what I saw in the video, because I was confused. I was like, wait a minute, how did he get convicted of this guy's murder?
So you'll see Kid Creole in the white pants, and the white shirt and the black pants. Okay. Now where are?
Okay, so now the video's playing right now. So now he'll be coming from up the top of the screen.
So your right of the screen.
Yeah,
look to the right of the screen.
He's in the white shirt.
White shirt. He's coming across the street right now. Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy.
You see this guy over here to the right is up against the wall.
Yeah.
And he's there drinking out of a bottle of some sort.
Yeah.
All right. Now here's Creole coming on his way to work.
Boom.
Now that's when the guy trying to him, and first he took his earbuds out so he could hear what the guy said because he was listening to music. Puts his earbuds back in, tries to continue walking around in his own business.
Right.
So now.
So the guy now follows him.
Now the guy follows him, exchanging words.
Right.
And you can tell from his body language that he's probably not just asking for the time.
Right.
So Creole tries to walk off a second time. And you see, he tried to avoid the guy another time. Now what happens off camera here is the moment in question. And this is where he's alleged to have pulled a knife and stabbed the guy twice in the chest.
Keep it going.
Now, watch this. Now, see this guy just passed by?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you see the gentleman come walking by. Now, does he look like he just got stabbed twice in the chest,
strolling down the street
with what would turn out to be fatal injuries?
No.
Now, does anybody react to him? Look at the street sweeper.
Right.
Look at the passerby. Now look at this woman that's about to pass him by.
Wearing a white
as well.
shirt.
Now he turns back around like he's going to go in Creole's direction again. If somebody just stabbed me twice in the chest fatally, would I go after him again?
Right.
Look, she shows no visible reaction to him. None of these other people. The street sweeper shows no visible reaction to him.
Right.
Now, had the guy just gotten, like I said, suffered mortal stab wounds, don't you think there would be some reaction from these people?
There'd be blood on his white shirt.
Yeah.
Right. So and so that's pretty much all that transpires in the video. And nobody stops and has any sort of visible reaction or tries to get him any help or anything like that. So now,
even at the very beginning of that video, it's really interesting. So I watched it twice because I was like, I didn't quite understand. I read the article and I watched it twice.
Right.
When they're off screen, you actually see somebody coming up. So they must have passed them by.
Yeah. Exactly.
If it was an aggressive stabbing, the guy would have yelled. He would have screamed. Somebody would have seen it. They wouldn't have just walked on by.
Precisely.
Right.
And if they did walk on by, they would have walked and turned around and looked back and been calling the police, right? Like it doesn't.
So the guy is
it's crazy.
The guy is still living by the time we see him walk back again. Now I hear that later on. I saw in the article. Now, did you write? You wrote the article, right, Nasser?
I did. Yes.
Okay, and you wrote the article for who?
For the Source magazine.
Okay, for the Source magazine. So now when a guy walks by, and as you talk about it in the article, he then later gets into an altercation with people that are trying to.
Right. So when you see him walk off in that video, right, what winds up happening after that, something happens because later on when he's found, he has a semicircular laceration on the left side of his head, which was not there when he first approached Creole. So apparently he got into something else along the way as well.
Right.
After that, he goes around the corner of 44th Street, and apparently he's in a condition where somebody seemingly called paramedics to come help him. Paramedics arrive to help him, and he becomes violent and combative and aggressive with them, and he has to be restrained in order to be put into the ambulance. So apparently he's put into the ambulance, and he's transported to Bellevue Hospital. Once he gets to Bellevue Hospital, he continues this erratic behavior and is combative with the doctors, and they administer him a sedative in order to try and calm him down. At that point, his heart stops and he expires.
Damn.
Now, after all this chain of events, they pick up Creole and have charged him with second-degree murder, and he's been incarcerated ever since. This was early August. This was like August 2nd, 2017.
Damn.
And he's been locked up ever since,
So
without trial. It hasn't even gone to trial yet.
While Creole was at work doing his job, this dude is doing all this other stuff. And
well, yeah, he showed up to his job for a while, then he wound up leaving early and coming home when the cops picked him up later on at his home up in the Bronx.
Yeah, but the thing is that like this guy is still out on the street. You don't know what happened to him, and it's like, well, why are you holding me for it? Because this guy actually had life, or he had something else after I interacted with him. And it's like
so it's two big questions on the thing. First of all, was this murder, or was this clearly, in my opinion, a case of self-defense?
Now, here's what happened.
He clearly tried to walk off.
Here's what happened to me. The other week that happened to me in New York. I'm going back to the Grand Central Terminal. I'm walking past the library. This guy cuts me off, and I'm laughing because he's acting crazy or whatever like that, and I'm laughing about that a little bit. But then I go this way to go around, and he puts his foot in front of me this way. And you know how you feel that little bristle in your body, like I may have to, something's about to happen. So then I go this way to see, and he steps his to the left. So then that's when I immediately pull out my knife, because I'm going to stab him in his jugular vein. I'm not even confused about what I'm going to do. I know exactly where your jugular vein is.
You have the knife in your hand, right?
Yeah,
there.
Right here, right. This is the knife in question. I know exactly what I was trained to do. I was trained to kill you. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what the military told me how to handle somebody. So that's what I was about to do, because it was like, this dude clearly was like crazy, and he was like, I'm not going to let you go. And I'm not that dude to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to wait till a social worker comes and to try to figure out who he is or whatever. I'm not that dude. So the thing is that now the police saw this, and then the police rolled over to us and broke us up and everything like that. And told me to get the fuck out of here, told me to go, whatever, and they grabbed him or whatever. But the thing is that that's New York. New York to me is one big open insane asylum. So when you're going on your own way, you have to deal with stuff like this. What do you do? Because, and here's what the police officer told me. He said, had you stabbed him, you would not have been able to get off on what is it called? Self-defense. He said, and the reason I'm gonna tell you that is because he would have had to have been stabbing you, and then you stab him, and then you say it was self-defense. You see how crazy the laws are? But the thing is that it's just one of you, and you only get one time to save your life. So what do you do in the moment? And this person obviously is on something or wants something or whatever. And that's why I identified with this, what he was doing right here. Walking down the street, minding his own, going by his own. You know what I'm saying? And then some dude comes out, and then it's like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And now you at that level of, oh, dog, you got the right one now, because I'm that dude. You know what I'm saying? And so, but if you do something, then you're that dude sitting in jail for 3 years waiting on your trial to say it wasn't self-defense.
And meanwhile, police officers, you know, who I take my hat off, I think it's one of the toughest jobs you can have, you know, in America, and I applaud those who perform that task for our society and do it well. But they're given, you know, when they use excessive force, they're given the benefit of the doubt that in a snap moment of judgment, they have to decide what level of force is necessary for a situation. And, you know, they take somebody's life, and oftentimes in a court of law, they're given the benefit of the doubt that they made the right decision in that split second moment, you know? So, you know, for an average civilian, it's like, what do we do when we find ourselves in a situation where our lives could potentially be threatened? You know, so, but it's very, so that part is one of the questions, like, was this self-defense or was this murder? I think it was clearly self-defense.
I clearly know it wasn't murder.
I think it was clearly self-defense.
I clearly know it wasn't murder, because the guy walked away and then had a whole life after this whole thing. And
that's the second part.
Because
what are the injuries that he sustained actually the cause of death?
Nasser, about like how we give police the benefit of the doubt, because you're like, in that moment they might have to up it, you know, to be able to defend themselves, because you never know what's going to happen in a moment. But if we're going to give police that leeway, more so we should give it to regular people, because the police have been trained to disarm people. They have been trained to dismantle, to you know what I mean, to diffuse the situation. They have all this extra training where they shouldn't have to, you know, use like a higher level of defense against a common criminal, whereas we would have to defend ourselves.
Nasser, it's so many layers to it, right? Because when you look at the video, I mean, if someone is stabbed, there would be some type of a blood trail walking away, right, when he walked away from him. So, you know, you don't see that. Not only that, I read your article, and it talked about how Fat Joe and LL Cool J, you know, provided, you know, financial support for his legal team. And now he's dealing with the public attorney, public defender rather. And it just goes to show you, man, that the poor and disenfranchised just get a bad deal in this country once you're thrust into the legal system, which is completely unfortunate. I mean, it's been 3 years, you know, that this dude has been sitting in there without a trial, you know, and it's just extremely unfortunate. Insane. And then not only that, the person who was stabbed or the person who lost his life had a history of violent lashings, you know?
Right. Now, in addition to the violence that the series of violent episodes that he engaged in that night, his record, you know, and I'm not one to victim blame or anything like that, but I do think it's relevant when we talk about the nature of this conflict. This dude had 16 prior arrests. 3 of them were violent felonies. He served time. One of his convictions was for rape and kidnapping. So he was a registered sex offender. So this is the guy who approached him.
Yeah, I do.
I'm a casual Tuesday afternoon guy. You know?
I do. Gives you a sense of like the type of danger that he was probably imposing in a situation like that.
I do.
And not only that though, but like cases like that, when someone dies, typically those are the easier ones to defend, because the person who passed away isn't there to defend themselves. So I'm not going to say it should be open and shut from the video standpoint, but it should be in Kid Creole's favor.
And I think
ideally.
I think there are too many
just to be
people.
clear,
There are too
it
many
was
people.
tragic
Hold
that
on.
somebody's life was lost.
Yeah. Well, no. Here's the deal. No, fuck that. Fuck that. See, I'm not that dude.
He's back.
No, fuck that. Because here it is. You have a choice. Leave the motherfucker alone. See, that's my whole point. You could walk about your motherfucking day and leave somebody else alone, but you're choosing to be an asshole and to inflict yourself. Now, because what happens if Creole didn't have the knife? What happened if they were, wasn't that person or that scared person? They're so used to bullying people. They're so used to going out, getting what they want from people the way in which they do, and then they come up against a person who's like, nah, not today, son, and then all of a sudden now you're dead, and that's on you. You could have done whatever the fuck you was doing. I do victim blame in that situation. There is nothing.
If you started,
I understand what you're saying,
Fuck
but
that.
we don't know a lot about this person's circumstance.
I don't
Like,
give a fuck.
what if they were in the middle of a manic episode? They're dealing with mental health issues.
Raped someone.
But regardless, the point is not whether or not this person deserved to die, Larry. The point is this person did. Right?
To me, that's what it is.
Dead. But the person who's alive, who is clearly did not initiate this, as shown on video, didn't walk up to the dude, didn't start shit, was minding his own damn business.
Hell, walked away
from a situation. Now, we don't know what happened off camera, but it's so clear the passerbys, the way that the behavior. If there's no hard evidence against him, how can they hold him for 3 years?
With no
here's the deal.
Well,
here's the deal. That and like we said before off camera, welcome to being black male in America if you're innocent. Now, I'm not saying black male in America if you're guilty, because I do make the distinction between those two. Because a lot of times people want to go, oh, it's because we black. Well, no, it's because you're menacing. It's because you're doing something. But the thing is that I will say there is a fucked up system. Like, he's on his way. He was a hip hop pioneer, and he's having to go do another job. That would be one issue. The second issue is he's going to his job. Now, here's what the prosecution and all this, the DA or whatever saying. They're saying because he thought he was approaching him for some sex or sexual whatever, now it becomes like a hate crime, and the LGBT and all them people were against him and everything like that, saying it was a hate crime or whatever like that. But the thing is, now I'm gonna ask you.
Wasn't exactly Matthew Shepard.
Now here's what I'm gonna ask you, and I don't know because I was looking at the way he was walking down the street. He looked like he was sashaying. Is he gay?
No, he's not.
Okay, so I'm just saying, like the walk to me looked like maybe that's what made the guy, but still, nonetheless, I just was wondering about that. But the thing is that.
But you're right about how he was portrayed in the media, and it has been very unfair because he's not gay, but he's not homophobic either.
Right.
And so, and he certainly wasn't enraged at the thought of some man trying to initiate some sort of pickup on him, and to the point where he pulled a knife and killed the guy for it. Yeah. That's just not true.
That's not what happened.
That was what was said, but that was what was kind of put together in the media because so what happened was he gave his full statement to the cops when the cops
You're breaking up
now. He
now.
didn't know any of the circumstances, right? Okay. So he's like, let me just tell what happened because I didn't do anything wrong, And so he's like, let me be truthful because if it looks like I'm trying to hide anything, that would ultimately look bad on me in the long run. So let me just be truthful about everything that happened. So he gave a statement. The statement that he gave, he told all those details, which is his initial impression, how that impression quickly changed and everything else that transpired. Now, when the arrest happened and the assistant DA at the time gave a press conference, he cited what he said his initial impression of the guy was. So the press, between what they heard at the press conference and by the time they wrote it, journalism these days is sensationalist. It's about the clickbait, it's about, getting the views and everything. So you put a big slogan up there that says homophobic rapper slays gay man after trying to pick him up, something like that's going to people are going to click on that and read that. Oh, what happened there? That's the society we live in. So he really got smeared and done a bad job, had a real injustice done to him in the press because if you look at legally what's happening, he was not charged with a hate crime. So it's like if that was actually really the case and they're trying to build a case against him in court, would they not charge him with a hate crime? Wouldn't it be logical that they would charge him with a hate crime? Yeah. But here they only charge him with one count. Or murder in the second degree.
On your way to work, 3 years. On your way to work, minding your own, you got 3 years and you're locked up. That's how your life can turn.
I don't get how they
on a turn of a dime. Or your life can turn on a turn of a dime in 3 years.
Right.
We have to get.
The laceration to the head. Where's the conversation about this?
Maybe it's a punch, no?
in between. He walked away. If you were stabbed, like a wound, like a stab that's life-threatening, you ain't walking around all casual like he was, deciding to change directions halfway while you're walking. And then he shows up with another injury.
Right.
They don't even know if the stabs were the cause of death. How are they holding a man?
Yeah.
And so, like I say in the article, he's fighting in two courts. He's fighting in the court of public opinion. He's fighting in the court of law. Now, these types of things need to be kind of worked out in a court of law. But, for right now, I think it was important for us to set the record straight in the court of public opinion that, this was not a hate crime.
Right.
This was not a case of, him just wilding out and having some sort of violent episode. This is clearly the case that, regardless of what the legal ramifications may be surrounding it. In reality, he only defended himself. And he's a good guy who found himself in a tough situation suddenly and without warning, and did what he felt he had to do in order for self-preservation, like pretty much any of us would do. So, it's important for that to kind of come to light. So I'm glad to have the opportunity. Thank you again, Larry, for inviting me on your platform, so we can just kind of start to bring some attention to this and bring some attention to the case, and hopefully get him the legal help that he really needs in order to correct the situation from here.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, not only that, man, as you mentioned in the article, man, the dude is 5'6", 140 pounds, right? I mean, that is not a person who is traditionally going to be the aggressor or an imposing figure, right? I'm a slimmer dude, and it's that just doesn't coincide with what they're trying to paint.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, well, that's our show today. I want to thank every last one of y'all, because I'm dealing with something right now that I had to go off the air for, but I want to come back, finish this thing strong. But I want to thank every last one of y'all for coming here today. Nasser, keep the push alive. Tell us where we can find your article and what we can do if we want to stay in touch with this.
So Google Kid Creole with 2 D's in Kid.
Creole has 2 D's?
Kid Creole in the coconuts. Yeah, Kid Creole. This Kid Creole has 2 D's in the word kid. Okay. Because there's also Kid Creole from Kid Creole and the coconuts, and people often get them too confused. So it's 2 kind of Kid Creoles in pop culture. This is Kid Creole with 2 D's. Google him and the Source magazine, or just the Source. Put both of those 2 in the subject line, and my article should come up. And we're gonna try and get some more press out here on it as well. So this is just the beginning, man. We're just trying to get the word out. So again, thank you for having.
Okay, thank y'all. Love y'all, man.
Okay, all right. Peace, everybody.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Aaliyah. Yeah. Thank you, Chris.
Did not come here to play with you.
Let's Get Loud podcast. Larry Beyah.